Well, good afternoon, everybody, my dear followers and subscribers. Welcome to Goin Truckin with me, The Adipose. We're going to be riding out across the country with a bit of a chatter and news and TV and chat and gaming, all sorts of stuff as well. So let's take it to the credits. Why not? Okay, well, today I'm going to be playing Euro Truck Simulator 2, which you've probably seen me do a couple of times before on my channel, and I've decided, as I'm still very, very near the beginning of the game, I am actually going to start over for a few reasons. First of all, I sucked, and I'd got myself into a huge amount of debt. Secondly, I had managed to damage my truck loads and loads, and actually had spent about 30 to 40,000, if not more, simply just repairing it. Thirdly, I think that the what I had bought had actually was the truck was on the wrong side, like it was a right-hand drive rather than a left-hand drive. So I think I'd made a few little tactical errors, and I think I'd taken out too many loans and bits and bobs as well. So while I'm still near the start, I am gonna start over again to get a little kind of truck community that I'm happy with. So name, of course, The Adipose. Now, very important question here. What are we going to go for in terms of a face? Now, those of you that have seen my beautiful little picture will know that I'm a little bit bold, like a cue ball, so we could go for this little one on the right-hand side there. However, he looks a little bit like a criminal. And why have all these four guys got their heads kind of pointing to the left? Like they're all kind of at an angle, rather bizarrely. Some beautiful people. Oh, I like this one here. Maybe a bit of a cross-dresser there. Oh, I do like the afro or the weird shading on that one. These are some wonderful, wonderful mug shots that we've seen. Maybe a scarecrow there, kind of like that. Ooh, the hat's a good look there. Doesn't look. Oh, there's Kevin Nash. That's not bad. Might have to go for good old Kevin. So many options. Wasn't that the guy from Jaws? Not so sure. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful guy here. Oh, I like the mysterious, spooky guy in the hat. Oh, this is difficult choice, you know, difficult. Oh, I quite like this guy. Looks quite a bit like a, you know, a bit of a sneaky businessman. You know, if I'm going to be a good businessman. Oh, but this guy kind of looks, you know, a bit like Steptoe and Son. Oh, I do like that as well. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go with Happy Steptoe. Plus, he just looks so happy. I think we're going to have to go for the happy one. Preferred truck design. Well, I've been having a little read around, and I'm going to click on the Volvo. My grandfather used to drive this lovely big green Volvo thing. It wasn't a truck; it was just this kind of huge car. But as a kid, I absolutely loved it. So I've always had a little bit of a soft spot in the back of my head for a Volvo. So I'm going to click on that. Company logo. Shame we haven't got many choices here. I'm assuming there'll be mods where there must be mods where I can get more logos than there are, I'd assume. But for now, which one looks most like an adipose, do we think? Kind of none of them. I mean, I picked the flame before because I made a joke about my trucks always ending up in flames, but unfortunately that wasn't really much of a joke. They did always end up in flames. Maybe we'll go for the kind of the wheel here. It's a little bit kind of Union Jack-like, you know. You got the red, white, and blue, so we'll go for that. Company name. Please enter the name of your company. Well, let's call it Addy and Buddies, since you guys are going to be joining me along this particular route. Language, yes, indeed, will be English. Playing module, sure, Europe, why not? Create! And I'm going to be playing with my controller, gamepad or joystick. I'm going to be using a simple automatic. I might change a little bit in the future, but not yet. So let's just make sure all my axes are working. In fact, it would appear my axes are not working because nothing is responding. Right, I want my accelerator to be that one, and I want my brake to be that one, and I want my steering to be that one, and I think I'm going to need a little bit of a dead zone because my pad's a little bit dodgy. So I'm going to increase my dead zone until that disappears. It's quite a big dead zone. I'm going to need to get myself a new pad. And look up and down, look up and look down. Hopefully, will be decided by the face cam thing that I've got going on. If you hadn't seen it, I had put up a tutorial yesterday, I think, or the day before. I'm using something called Face Track Noir, which is in theory going to track my head movements. And if you've seen that already, fantastic. If you haven't seen it, then hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate it in a minute, assuming that it works. And that's always, of course, the million-dollar question: will it work? Well, select the city to start in. So many options. I mean, this is one of the things I've been kind of intrigued by about this game, is that it is pretty big. You know, we can visit quite a lot of Europe, hence Euro Trucker. Now, I went for London before just because I kind of liked driving around kind of places that I knew, and I'm kind of tempted to do the same thing again. But maybe it would be nice to get a bit more variety. But then maybe I should stick with London, you know, learn to drive around Britain a bit, and then once I start getting bigger, reward myself by coming over here into like Germany, Switzerland, and Italy. So yes, I think I'm going to do that again. So let's go to London, because I live near there as well. So hurrah for London and stuff like that. So confirm selection. Do I want to walk through the tutorial? I think I'm all right without the tutorial this time. So that's probably famous last words, isn't it? But we'll go without the tutorial. And hopefully, the game is now successfully going to load London for us. And here we are with a bit of type storm music. We are here in Londres. Welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Those of you that know London will see the Gherkin and the Shard in the background, bit of London's financial district, and that other building, a little London bin there. At last, I have the chance to experience my dream job, driving a truck. Your own transportation company is now business, but sadly you lack the money to buy a truck. But now you'll have to work for other companies as a driver for hire. Your task is to safely deliver a load of rice to Southampton dock in London. Your employer is providing with the vehicle and will cover all expenses. Don't let anyone down, and arrive on time. Okay, so here we are in my lovely little truck. This is, let's have a little look around. We've got, it looks like they put me in a Volvo. I'm assuming that's because I said that I liked a Volvo, but who knows. And if I just move the mouse a bit, there's my truck. It's black. It's a Globetrotter type little design on the front. We're already hooked up to whatever it was. They said we're taking rice? I think it was they said they were taking. Yes, thank you, Panda Hugs. I think that was my... They will be famous last words. We've got various different views. That one will probably help us with parking later on. Although, I think, to be honest, I'm not going to be able to park at this point. That's something I definitely still need to practice. And let's see if my face tracking thing is working. So this is... I am not touching anything on my keyboard here. I should be able to look left... probably should learn left and right. I can look right to look at that window. I can look left to look at that window. And then I can look kind of up and down and things like that. So it seems to be working. So because of that, I'm going to get rid of that left-hand side mirror. If you look at there, there's kind of, they put a mirror on the HUD. So I'm going to get rid of that. So if I want to see out that left-hand side mirror, I'm actually going to have to turn my head and kind of squint that way. Right. Well, we need to deliver rice. About looks like it's about 3 feet away. So let's see if we can successfully manage to deliver the... I've just driven down a dead end, haven't I? Is this a dead end? I can't see. Is that a gap or a path? Oh, nuts, I've driven the wrong way. Well, it's a good job I started again, quite frankly. Right, I'm going to have to use these I'm going to have to use those mirrors sooner than I thought. Round we go, round we go. See, look at the navigational prowess there. I think I'm possibly have taken my truck a little bit towards one of the other vehicles. Oh dear. I don't really want to ram the other vehicle, so let's start turning to the left. Yes, exactly. Damn arrows, Panda. I was following the arrow on the sat-nav. I guess that's the problem with sat-nav. Have any of you guys ever had sat-navs take you kind of the wrong way before? I've been fairly lucky with them, but it has taken me to a few roundabouts that no longer existed, or indeed taken me to roads that had a roundabout. Shut up, GRP! Okay, so here we go. This is actually the exit from the building found on the second attempt. And... okay, we're heading out onto the open road where there are other real live vehicles with real living people That's right. Every one of these is a real living person. There's realism for you. Looks like my trailer has come out okay. Looks like we're turning right here as well. It's not quite a nice little truck building, isn't it? Now, if I sound a little bit, I don't know what the phrase would be, a little bit bloated today, it's because me and the lovely Clary Pose have just got back from a Toby carvery, and if you live in England, you'll know what a Toby carvery is. But basically, it's kind of like a cheap and cheerful kind of roast house place where you get your choice of different meats, and you can have it with loads of different types of veg, and it's pretty cheap, but we love it anyway. And then you go and choose all your veg afterwards. But I made the critical error of unfortunately going what's called king size, where you get like double the amount of meat and an extra sausage and an extra Yorkshire. But the problem is the queue at Toby Carvery was massive. It was so big. Oh dear. Oh god, that was close. That was unnecessarily close. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Is that going to hit that wall? I think that's okay. There we go. We're in now. This is the tricky bit. Well, as opposed to not driving into that wall, because this is parking, and parking in this game is really, really hard. I haven't yet learned to do it at all, so I will have one quick attempt, but then that's something I will save up for another video, because basically otherwise if I don't, then this video will essentially be me parking a truck badly. But they've been very nice to me on this tutorial level, because they have taken out all of the other vehicles. It's not bad, it's just a little bit out of horizontally a little bit wrong, so let's come forward a little bit. Okay. Going in, going back slowly. I thought this is going surprisingly well. Just need to get that back across. It's going to say that doesn't count, doesn't it? Because I'm out on that side. Oh, man! Oh, well, I don't care. Right, I shall skip the precise delivery points. And we're in! I've travelled 1,000 yards, and it took me 18 minutes to do it. I consumed 1 fuel, I guess that's litres. And I got €363. I think I need to change the game so it does it all in pounds, so I can actually understand really what I'm selling. Guys, is the balance of my voice and the music okay? Because at the moment the music seems to be deafening my wee little head a little bit. I guess I can turn that down. This is our headquarters. It's not the greatest headquarters, is it? That's effectively a graffiti shack in downtown London. Although downtown London appears to have some sort of a small mountain in the background. It's a pretty basic garage. It may not be much, but it's a start. Unfortunately, you haven't anything to park in here yet, so there are no trucks in sight. Once you've earned enough money and bought a truck, you'll be able to move in the world freely and run your own business from here. Good luck. Well, we'd better get ourselves another little job then. If we head over to the job market, and don't worry, I'm still going to tell you about my Toby Carvery, because I know that's the main reason you logged on to a trucking thing, to hear about me eating. Let's go from London to Southampton. I want to just build myself up doing these little kind of short trips and get myself not crashing. So I'm going to take a job from London to Southampton. Right, and this time I won't make the same mistake of driving into the dead end cul-de-sac there. Although I think that's sneaky, because it really looks like a road, doesn't it? Come on, who's with me on this? If you look at that looks like the way out, especially with Sat-Nav's doing it. Well, I'm already hooked to my trailer again. I forgot to actually look what I'm taking. What is my thing? I'm taking clothes to London and Southampton. And wouldn't you, ladies and gentlemen, want clothes that had been in a truck that looks as good as that? Yeah, I know I would. Well, let's start the little truck and get ourselves en route. I will navigate my way out successfully before, get ourselves onto the main roads before I start jibber-jabbering about jibber-jabber. Okay, this journey is going to be a little bit longer. It's 114 miles, and it's going to take me 2 hours in-game time. Don't worry, 2 hours in-game time is not the same as 2 hours real life time. Okay, there's a black truck vehicle coming there, but it looks like I've got time. Got time over there too. Yeah! You can tell I've been driving in real life for 10 years now, can't you? Right, so 30 miles an hour. 30, don't go at 70 in a built-up zone. Don't do it! Don't do it. Anyway, so yes, I've just got back from my lovely little Toby Carvery, and yeah, so the problem was when you get there, and we arrived just after 12, and the queue was massive, and I don't mean the queue to get in the door, I mean the queue to get from the table to your food, and it literally went halfway across the restaurant, and it wasn't one of these queues where that it's like moving constantly. You know, like you know when you go to a theme park and it's 60 miles an hour there, you know when you go to a theme park and the queue's huge, but it actually tends to move quite regularly, so you're kind of relatively gradually just kind of trotting forward. This was one of those queues where actually nothing moves at all, and I just got mail, but I'm not going to read that because I'll crash. This was one of those queues where just nothing moves at all, so it probably took us myself and Clary Pose a good... Oh, there's a truck trying to overtake me on the right. Yeah, there we go. It probably took us a good 40 minutes in this queue, and I'm not exaggerating, probably a good 40 minutes to get from the back of the queue to the front of the queue to get our food. And by the time you've done that, you know, you're hungry. And then what option do you have but to go king size? And, you know, you want your extra sausage and your extra Yorkshire pudding. But I knew it was a mistake, because as I was getting it, I could hear some little old lady that was obviously... you know, in that kind of stage in life where they say things out loud a little bit too much, going, "Oh my goodness, that guy's got 2 Yorkshire puddings. I'd never be able to do that." And I was thinking, oh great, now everyone in the whole queue thinks that I'm a fatty. But then again, if I'm going to be called the adipose, what am I going to expect, really? But yes, it was very nice, and I had my little gammon and my gravy and stuff. I do hope you all had your Sunday lunches, by the way. Otherwise, you're probably getting rather hungry listening to all this kind of food chat. Right, so where are we heading to? Heading to Southampton, and none of the signs mention Southampton. So let's just stay in the left-hand lane for now. And for those of you who haven't seen this game before, these obviously do really look like British motorways. We've got the signage correct. You've got the familiar blue signs there. The signs on the left there, I'm going past there, the 3, 2, 1 countdown is correct. Let's change lane. And it really does look like the British countryside as well. You know, that's the right styles of trees, the right style of grass, the right style of street lights. So it really does feel like a very kind of long commute. So I'm hoping that when we do go over to mainland Europe, that we're going to get a lovely experience of what it feels like to drive around those countries as well. Let's just head over into the left lane, make sure that it's free. Now this is a simulation game for those of you that haven't played it, and you'll see that I'm just driving past a fuel station, and you do have to keep your truck full up, and you do have to rest regularly as well. Probably less so while I haven't actually got my own trucking business, because I don't actually own my own trucks at the moment, but the day will come, my friends, when we will own an empire. Just having a look at some of your little responses there. Oh, I'm sorry, Panda Hugs. I understand that you haven't had a full roast at 6 in the morning, but maybe next time, eh? Foxy Rooster, yes, I have been to Scotland in real life and in the game. So yes, I have been to Scotland in both parts. But in terms of destinations, I've only actually been to Scotland, been to Edinburgh. Me and Clary Pose went to Edinburgh. Oh dear, I need to change lanes quickly or I'm going to be in trouble. Me and Clary Pose went to the Gulf at Murfield. Apparently Clary Pose is yelling out. Apparently we went to Argyle too. Yeah, we went to see the Gulf, which is really cool. Never done that before. Oh dear, swing over. Yeah, went to see the Gulf there, saw Tiger Woods. He wasn't in a good mood, he was very grumpy. We were hoping Lee Westwood was going to win, obviously being a British golfer, but he didn't. He choked at the last minute, and oh, I forgot the name of the one now. Phil Mickelton won in the end, but it was well deserved. He was nice and friendly. We didn't see the last hole, but we did see nearly all the golfers go past. But yes, that's my experience of Scotland. I think I made a little video about it at the time, actually. If you head back and look through my my Everybody's Golf Hot Shots Golf series, I made a video about my experiences there, and Although Edinburgh was a lovely town, I was amazed at the amount of strip clubs there were there. I mean, I hate as well, me and Claire Pose didn't go to any of them, but they were everywhere. Everywhere you looked, everywhere. And Edinburgh was kind of bizarre because it was kind of a tale of two cities, to quote Mr. Dickens, in that there was what appeared to be a very kind of poor end and a very, very rich historical end. So one end of the city I thought was really quite beautiful, and the other end was a bit of a myth, really. It's got this really bizarre kind of big mountain hill thing right in the middle of the city. If you've never been to Edinburgh, you know, it's kind of built on a hill, but then even in the middle of that, there's this massive kind of mountain with a kind of castle thing on top, like literally in the middle of the city. So you've got like shop, restaurant, shop, house, mountain, and then the mountain finishes and it goes back to being shops and stuff. I've never seen anything like that, but it's one of the nice things, I guess, about travelling up and down the country and travelling around the world, is you get to see things like that you've never kind of seen before, and Scottish people as well. Although I have seen Scottish people. In fact, my Mr. Pale, who I've done a few videos with, is genetically Scottish, and I think he's been to Scotland about 2 or 3 times in his life. But despite this very, very weak link, he just still claims he's Scottish and waves Scottish flags around World Cup time and various little things like that. Now, this is probably a very, very bizarre thing to say, but I have now travelled half of this journey and I have not yet damaged my truck. This is unheard of in the trucking career of the Adipose and the Addies and Buddies. There's thank you, Panda Hugs, for waiting for Adipose to crash. I'm waiting for Adipose to crash as well. And I'm also waiting for Adipose to start getting speeding fines and things like that, or traffic fines for going the wrong way. But so far, my restart has been a successful one. People are going to trust me to deliver them their clothes. Hello, people of Southampton. I come with gifts of clothing. Cover up your nakedness and wear these clothes from London. Apologies for those of you in the chat. I'm not really able to look down at the chat window as much as I normally am because I really, really don't want to crash this car. But I'm sure you are all saying deep and wise, deep wise things. It's not crashing this car. Now the traffic in this game, the AI traffic, is a little bit thick. And it's also a little bit suicidal, and I say that with my experience of driving only about 3 or 4 journeys on the original account, but it regularly just seems to kind of dive in front of you and shout, take me to heaven, Lord," and that I wouldn't necessarily mind, but that then costs me money, which makes me sad. Now the other thing was there was some sort of roadwork sign there, and I just went past a speedometer sign and I didn't see what it was because I was busy looking at the road. But I guess the other... There you go, what's this? Got to read these. Can you read that? I can't read that. Was that 50? Probably 50. Either way, don't want a speeding offence. Although, the people of Southampton want these clothes quickly. Anyway, last night, I don't know how many of you are British who are watching, but it was the Strictly Come Dancing Week 5. Now, Strictly Come Dancing, if you don't know, is a British TV show. It's kind of a dancing competition for celebrities. Claire Pose got me into it a few years ago, and we've had the occasional year off and the occasional year on, but it's a very, very good light entertainment show of celebrities generally improving in their dancing and things like that. And it's always kind of fun working out who's going to get eliminated each week and who's going to succeed and things. And the celebrities they have tend to come from all kind of areas as well. They have the occasional politician, the occasional sports person, the occasional soap star, the occasional actress you've never heard of, and all that kind of stuff. But they always have a few kind of comedic ones as well, and it unfortunately looks to me and Claire Pose like the victim today, the one that may not survive, is... Oh, Claire Pose, I've forgotten his name. Who's going? Dave, yeah, poor Dave. Yeah, it was Dave. Dave's a hairy biker. He's a chef, and he's got this TV show called the Hairy Bikers, and they cook things. And bless him, he really, really can't dance. But he's kind of funny, and he's been kind of getting past by being kind of amusing. But his dance last night was neither talented nor amusing, which is always a deadly combination, to be not funny and not talented. So we think he may well be going. But the best part of the last night's show was when one of the... it was the Halloween show, so they're all dressed up like vampires and werewolves and all sorts of little scary things, and a couple of nice scarecrow costumes as well, which was pretty cool. So let's check my wing mirror there. And unfortunately, the hostess, Tess, got a few of her phrases confused. I think she was trying to say, that'll put the GBs up you, or something like that, or that'll put the chills up you. And then she was also trying to say the very British phrase of that'll give you the willies, which is like an old kind of phrase for getting scared in Britain. But unfortunately, she got the two mixed up, and unfortunately said on live TVs, that'll put the willies up you. Which is a very, very rude thing to say. But unfortunately, she had to carry on presenting the programme while almost everyone else in the background slowly died of horror mixed with laughter. And myself and Claire Pose actually had to pause and rewind it on the skybox at least 4 or 5 times. But yes, I'm definitely next time I get scared at anything, or it's next Halloween, I'm definitely going to be saying to Claire Pose, be careful, it'll put the willies up you. But then people then might kind of think that I'm making a weird euphemism, and then I'll get in trouble. Okay. I'm feeling quite scared now. We have less than 5 miles to go to the destination, and I still have not crashed the car. I should just stop calling it a truck car, because then some truck fans will come in and they'll be like, it's not a car, it's a truck. We always don't want to crash the truck. Whatever it is, it's a vehicle. And it's got no big dents in it. Okay, I think the speed limit was still 50. Oh, the speed limit, there you go, is dropping to 30. So let's brake before the speed camera. It's a bit harsh, that. Look, there's the speed camera. All of about 10 metres after the sign, so it's very much a case of brake! Brake! Oh, for the love of God, brake! I've discovered Southampton! Hello, Southampton. I have discovered thee. I will tell people about this moment. I shall write the chronicles acknowledging your presence as I try and take on this little roundabout. Lane here. Is anyone on my left? No, I think we're okay there. And oh my word, could this be the destination? Oh, that's a bit mean. Getting me to park in between 2 other trucks. Okay, like as before, I'll just have one attempt at parking it. But it ain't gonna work because it's a nasty, nasty angle. I'm a bit worried I'm just gonna drill our hole in the other 2 trucks. Especially as I seem to be going the wrong way as well. No! I'm not sure I'm going to call this a successful reverse just yet. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear. I think I'm going to press the button that says automatic park because I've just noticed that Mark's come in. Which is just a little bit embarrassing. So I think I'm going to automatically park that. There we go. Clothes delivered from London to Southampton and a whopping 2,000 euros and 193 XP, and I am so close to level 1 I can just about smell it. You smell it? It's the smell of XP. Right, I'm just going to tab out for 1 second so I can hopefully get Mark involved in the call. Mark, you available for Skyping? I'll just tab out for just 1 second.
Hello, young man.
Ah, well, hello. Let's add this to the group call as well.
That was very good driving from you. I'm quite impressed.
Thank you.
With this game, it suddenly goes up. It suddenly clicks and you can drive without crashing.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily that it has clicked yet, but certainly no one
Yeah, so
No one
somebody
died.
was saying in the chat that your acceleration deceleration is a bit severe, but I was explaining to them when using a controller you do get that. It's either
was me.
on or off quite
Surely
severely.
with the controller you got like analog. Do you not have the analog shoulder pads? What you call them, bumpers, whatever?
Yeah, I do. I'm just not very, talented. Right, let's give it another quick job then. Let's see what we have got. Well, it looks like our options are. Where am I now? I'm in Southampton. I can go across to Calais. I can head across to Dover. There we go. It's a nice short one. Right now, Mark, I need to tell you something very sad. Are you prepared? I've restarted my gameplay. Are you okay inside?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I think it was for the
Okay,
better.
it's just that. Oh, good. I'm glad you agree. Oh, this one's a lot bigger than the other one I just carried. It was just that I think I was in something like £500,000 worth of debt.
I didn't realise that you could get that far in debt in this game.
Well, no, neither could I. And as I was kind of crashing every other minute, I thought that probably I should maybe start over. This is a bit mean. Have I got to start this thing off by reversing out to the left?
If you go forward a tiny bit. No. You need to. You can actually do left hand down and go out that way. Do a severe, or turn it all the way to the left, and you should be able to clear everything.
Okay.
Don't go. You shouldn't have gone forward.
Anyway, I've added Mr. Bichet to the call as well.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream, Bichet. Now, I think with these things we shouldn't just talk trucking, mainly because I don't know anything about it, so we should talk Battlefield now. I'm struggling on Battlefield, dude, because I'm just getting shot, whereas you think...
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, the thing that I think with Battlefield 4, over Battlefield 3, which is what quite a lot of people have been saying, is it's even more team-orientated than before, and lone wolfing doesn't work as much.
Yes, and also you have to look at this way as well, is that there's an awful lot of being all new. You haven't unlocked your defibs yet, so chances are when you do get shot you're not going to get revived because nobody's unlocked the defibs.
I'm just using the defib. But before, everyone used to be assault and used to be like one engineer, one support, and now everyone's mixing up. There's a lot less assault classes, there's a lot less medics, plus having the 320 on the medic as a swap out for the paddles. You get a lot more people using the 320 now.
Yeah, the 320 is completely overpowered. You can actually take out a tank faster with an M320 than you can do with an anti-tank rocket, which is a bit silly.
I've actually avoided looking at the tanks mainly because I hate I don't like vehicles.
I've just
says driving a truck.
Unlocked all the gizmos on the tank now and tested them and that. And there's quite a few bugs and stuff that either works that's buggy or don't work at all. So if you need any help regarding what works, what doesn't work on the tanks, you could always go to the TE website and sign up for an account and have a read of what we've put there.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. I do agree with you, Bish. I need to get involved in the team thing a little bit more. It just frustrates me when I'm kind of getting shot.
Is it okay if I unseen it's your live stream, but can I post the clan website up, please? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
There's the Team Europe clan website. That is where we originally all met up, sort of thing.
No.
Interesting.
Well, there's a lovely little lake we're going past there.
I like the delay in the video and then hearing your reaction from 30 seconds ago when you were seeing that car.
How?
Well, yeah. So when you hear me scream, you know that there's in a few seconds time something painful is going to happen. I don't think I told you guys. I think I might have mentioned this to you, Bish, but also with you guys. But me and Clary went to our very first Comic-Con last weekend. We went last.
Who did you dress
Saturday,
up as?
and we'd never.
We
We didn't. I know. That makes us evil. It's like, what's the point of going if we're not going to dress up? But we didn't know who to go as, and to be honest, we'd never been to one before, so we didn't know if everyone dressed up, or whether some people dressed up and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we got there and it just turns out that yes, the whole world dresses up, apart from me and Claire Post. But I guess in a way we were then dressed up as well. We were just dressed up as normal people, not superheroes.
Survivors in some zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly. Some survivor. Yeah, the people that weren't irradiated in Fallout. But it was really cool seeing so many different costumes, like the massive amount of creativity in what people have kind of put together. Right? They had. I saw a brilliant one of Bioshock. The two leads from there. We saw various different Pokemon, a couple of Star Trek officers around the place. I mean, you name it, it was there. But we felt a little bit not nerdy enough, because there were loads of characters there from shows that we couldn't recognise. So we were like, yes, there are people here that are nerdier than us. Hurrah!
Yes, I must admit, I still got a laugh at each other when watching your videos about when you went to the Doctor Who experience.
Why's my truck stopped? Oh no, don't you start.
20 seconds.
Yes. Oh, you've cut the corner
there.
and you've jammed it onto the thing.
It's alright, no damage, it's all good. I'm not going to damage this. I don't want my carriers, I'm carrying lumber. Of course I'm carrying lumber, sorry, there's been massive trees on the back of my thing. That was a stupid question. But yeah, they had Troy Baker was there at the Comic Con. Who's the guy? I think that's his name, Troy Baker. Who's the guy that does the voice in Bioshock Infinite? He does the voice in The Last of Us. He also does the voice of the Joker in the new Batman Arkham Origins game. So his face isn't famous, but his voice is exceptionally famous, which was quite cool. They also had loads of people that I didn't know. They had Gwen's husband from Torchwood.
Yes,
I don't know if you watched
very
Torchwood,
well.
but Gwen's husband. Yes, indeed, very well. None of the main stars. I mean, no John Barrowman, no Gwen, but Gwen's husband. Woohoo! They had Samantha Mathis, who was she was married to Christian Slater for a while, I think. But she was the female lead in Broken Arrow. The Christian Slater, John Travolta movie. She was like the Ranger. Yeah, she was there. A little bit older.
Particularly well in the box office.
What? Broken Arrow? Broken Arrow was amazing. John Travolta had his own little theme. Ding, 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 ding. And Charlie from EastEnders was there, but sort of not Charlie Brooks, sadly. Male Charlie, old Charlie, as in Cat Slater's dad, Charlie, was there. Yeah. I think his name was Charlie. He drives a cab.
I know, we know.
Have you guys ever been to like Comic-Con or something like that? Any kind of conventions?
Never.
Is that because you're too
nerdy?
Someone just drove up my Jaxie. That was not my fault. How dare he drive up my Jaxie?
You know the procedure mirror signal maneuver. I didn't see any of that there. I saw the mirror after you crashed.
Yeah, I wanted to check you'd driven into me, but I saw him coming before he hit me, so I'm blaming him.
I
for
saw
that
you.
one.
That means it's your fault.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a slight variation on the rules of.
So can you go to the services and like buy like a sandwich or something for like £4?
No.
You can go into the services, but sadly you can't get an overpriced Burger King now. That's well cheeky though, isn't it? You go into your KFC and your Burger Kings and your wherever your Costa Coffees, and they charge you like a double and half the price for what you had in the first place.
They pay a lot of rent and tax for having a place. They have to. I used to work for the civil service in their information section, and I know stuff like this because they've asked me, members of parliament and other civil service people and the lawyers have actually asked me to look this stuff up. There's actually, if I remember correctly, there's something like a 10 to 20% special tax if you start a service station as well. Plus, these units tend to be a lot smaller, so you've got more of a overhead, overhead in the space size. Like normally, the bigger the shop, less overheads you have per square meter, and also getting the goods there as well. They can be in not a very good locations regarding driving along the motorway, but bad locations regarding restocking the shop. Hence why all this adds up, and you end up paying a lot more money for the goods as well. Plus, it's a captive argument.
Hang on, I've got two issues with this. First of all, I don't think you've understood the concept of moaning about things. I'm supposed to moan, and then we're all supposed to go, yes, that's terrible, and then we all just generally feel slightly superior to the planet. And secondly, you used to work for the Ministry of Information.
Sounds like Monty Python.
What the hell is the Ministry of Information?
Secret police.
for my...
Is this some sort of KGB mark? You keep you always do this. You always drop some little tidbit of information into the conversation. Oh yeah, when I used to be a secret agent. Oh yeah, when I used to be a woman, and all this. You just throw them in there, and then we're like, what?
No.
So go on, tell us about the Ministry of Information.
The civil service at Stormont Buildings, and that linked into other parts of their Houses of Parliament and other things like that. So as part of the library, it was my job to disseminate information out to members, parties, anybody else that would email us or phone us and saying, can we have information or statistics on this, that and whatever. One of the more interesting things that I came across, I was asked to look up what...
The Department of Statistics, that sounds fantastic.
I was asked to look up what was the most dangerous dog in the UK was. And I found out it was a Jack Russell.
Might have been maybe a poodle.
Scared. Yes.
A Jack Russell?
Yes.
A small little like ankle biter.
That's why they're most dangerous, because if you get bitten by, as a percentage wise, you might get more damage from like a pit bull or a breed like that. They'll give you more damage, but there's a lot less of them. But if you got a Jack Russell, there's more of them, and they're more likely to put you in hospital from their nips and bites than other dogs, because there's more of them and sticks.
But would you really admit that? Like, if you were put in hospital, like actually laid out in hospital from an injury from a Jack Russell, surely you'd be like, it was a bulldog. It was a bear.
These statistics are generated. You know, if you haven't been into a hospital A&E department lately, they ask you how did the accident happen.
Not recently.
They will then categorise the information, and then it gets sent to the Department of Health, and they will then disseminate it out into documents and stuff like that. And it's my job, when a member of Parliament or a member of the Welsh Assembly, Scottish Parliament, or the Northern Ireland Assembly, or anybody else within the civil service would come up and say, can you give me that information?
So you used to inseminate politicians?
Yes, I used to disseminate politicians. Very funny. Some of them are very interesting in real life compared to what you actually see on the television.
Well, I did a politics degree at engineer, so I met a fair amount of them while I was a sprightly sixth former. What's your education in Bish? Ah, that explains a lot.
I failed everything.
I was to stop me bouncing off the walls at university. You were allowed at my university to do. You'd done 120 credits worth of teaching per year, and you could do less, you could do more, but it's all caught up with you in the end. But you had to do about 120 credits a year. Out of that 120 credits, you could do 20 credits outside your faculty. So I used to disappear off to the international politics department, where I had quite a good reputation for my knowledge on Nigeria, and also writing essays.
Hang on, back up. There's another one of those little marked tidbits. Sorry, your
Yes.
knowledge of Nigeria.
Very
Is your surname like admin or whatever it is?
Adi, I mean, you mean. He was
yeah.
I believe he was from Ethiopia, not Nigeria.
I apologise. I've made a joke about the wrong dictatorship. I apologise to all of you Ethiopian dictators out there. I take it back. I actually did the same thing at university in terms of, because mostly with the politics degree, same thing. You had a load of credits you had to do, and you could kind of pick there was a spare amount. So to my shame, the only GCSE I failed or didn't get a pass in was French, and I got a D, and it always annoyed me because I kind of felt, because I could have got a C, but I didn't like it. I didn't work, and I got a D in French. When I got to university, one of the other options that I could do was beginner's German for a term, and I thought, you know what, I'm not because I think I'm ever going to use this, but just because I want to just show that I can do a language, I'm going to take a beginner's German module at university. And I walked in, and this teacher, who seemed quite friendly, but there was something about the German accent that's a little bit scary, kind of stood in front of us and says, "This is the last time you shall hear me speak English," and she was off. And that was probably the last thing I understood in that class.
Did you actually pass it, or did you transfer out soon later?
No, I did pass it, but I think I passed it purely on like written skills. I still can't understand it like verbally, and I still can't speak it. But I could sit down with a textbook and go, right, that word means that.
Yes,
that
the
word means that, and just
same because I went to university in Wales, and I was actually getting quite good at understanding and learning Welsh. The best thing about the Welsh language was their love of rugby. And I learned how to count and everything like that. I knew more Welsh listening to the rugby, the live rugby internationals than anything else. So I could talk to you about Welsh rugby in Welsh, but not much else.
I suck at sports. But at school, all my mates are massive football fans, like especially Arsenal fans. One's a big Arsenal fan and one's a big Newcastle fan, and it's embarrassing. I'll go in and they'll be like, "Oh, did you see the game?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Which game?"
Yeah,
Which
same
sport?
with me. I was like 12 or 13 before I realised that a football game was 90 minutes and you had 45 minutes each way. That's how uninterested
Oh, that's
I am
actually worse than me. Actually.
in soccer.
Bish, you a footballer at all, or
Not at all.
that's where the battlefield comes in, really, isn't it?
I'm an amazing football fan. Spurs playing Everton at the moment.
Okay, we are 21 miles from our destination, so I have very nearly now completed 2 journeys, and this will be the final journey I will do today without crashing my brand new little truck, so we'll be well on the way to starting our little empire and taking over the world. For those of you that are watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and continue to enjoy the last 10 minutes or so. But the kind of plan with this series, I think, is to just kind of drive around and kind of chat about just things that are going on, TV shows, the news, whatever extra little bit of information Mark wants to bring to the to bring to the table that particular day. I'm hoping TheAdiposeTV will join me at least on a few of them. She was giving me a wonderful little lecture earlier about how she could improve the vegetable queue at Toby Carvery, and I think that would be an awesome thing to get live streamed.
How is the face tracking going?
Oh, I'm not mocking you, darling. I'm saying it would be wonderful. Oh God, and I'm on the wrong side of the road. That was not my fault. That was clearly. What on earth was that car doing? I'm on the right side of the road. Yeah, I was on the left. What the hell?
No.
That was not my fault.
The oncoming traffic.
Yes.
Because there was a car in the road.
Towards you.
Okay.
Right now, how do I get out of this? Then no one's moving. Everyone's just stopped dead.
Press escape.
I can't reverse. There's like a ton of vehicles
That's
behind me. Look at this! Look at this!
So much no damage.
Andy, press escape.
Yes.
Press escape.
Why?
Save the game.
Why? Because I'm
No, 'cause
about
you
to
have
crash.
breast. Trust me on this
Because
one.
I have breasts.
Trust me, I'm a doctor. Save the game.
Okay. Save the game.
Okay. Press escape
Save
game.
current game progress. Okay, save game.
Quit
Mark
the game.
Told me to. Hang on, this is going to
Yes,
reload without
yes.
the cars there, isn't it? And I want to see if I can. Now I've saved it. Now I've saved it. Let's see if I can actually get out without dying.
The other thing is, because you're so jammed in there, you
Jammed
could
into the
always
side of the
ask
road.
for recovery, but recovery is going to cost you a couple of hundred, if not a couple of thousand. And you're not guaranteed to be
This is
anywhere
close.
near
Look at that.
your
Look
delivery
at
point.
this.
Yes,
Look
it
at
gives
that
me
on the
why you
left.
didn't stop. Because, yeah, stop
did
on
stop.
the correct side of the road.
Look, I don't have any response to that, so I'm just going to say look and leave it pointedly like that. Look.
You sound like some of your people that you teach. One of their answers, actually.
No, the students.
No, that's more of a teacher's answer. Actually, no, they misbehave. So you just say, look, I'm the teacher. Hey, I got out of that. Why am I not getting some sort of like,
Yay.
round of applause?
Well done. But
Thank
if
you,
you press F7,
I'm not going to take my hands off the pad when I'm this close to getting a second journey without crashing.
it
What's
shows how
F7
much
gonna
damage
do?
he's done to the truck and the trailer.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
sure.
I did any, did I?
Bumped into you, so probably.
Yes, you had a mini bump. If
There you go. Damage
Yeah.
1% and 4%.
That's
I still
how
maintain that
it was
wasn't my fault.
you on the wrong side of the road, though.
Shut up. I think being on the wrong side of the road is a matter of
Yes, you
respect.
should have stopped.
Why are you guys not? Why? I don't see why you're not on my side of this. They
No,
can't
totally.
not have been on the wrong
We're
wrong side of the road.
debating your response to the car being on the wrong side.
Yes, I'm just concerned that you got a driving license and can drive a car. So,
Oh, there.
Yeah,
I just
that's
knocked down the
normal.
stop sign.
unfortunately, it's very tight down here. Yeah.
It went with a nice little ding though.
Yes. I reckon you should download when you get your own truck. I reckon you should download the heavy mods trailer. Yes.
It's a heavy mods trailer.
A
mod which
trailer
is
that's
heavy.
extra
Lots
heavy,
of mirrors
extra
on it.
wide, and extra long, and see the fun you have with that.
Hang on, I've barely learned to drive this one that's extra short and extra light.
This is an average trailer.
Yeah, and I'm averagely almost crashed it
Ah.
twice.
Crashed it once, almost crashed it twice.
And no, they crashed into me. I am the crashee, not the crasher. I've discovered Dover, ladies and gentlemen.
This is
Hooray!
where I started the game for my empire.
Tell me your
Castle,
favourite
isn't it?
memories of Dover.
Go
Yeah.
drive up the cliffs. On your right now.
Where's Dover Castle?
Yeah,
Right.
it's on the hill on the right.
I probably should gaze out the window. No, I can't see it. Sorry. Oh, the White Cliffs of Dover here, somewhere.
Up by Dover, aren't they? Hence the name, White Cliffs of Dover.
I've got a question.
They should drive off the
Oh, they're
cliffs.
bluebirds.
I just noticed Bishy in chat's got a sword next to him, and I haven't. What's going on there?
Yeah. That means that he's a warrior
Okay,
and you're a wizard.
I take a wizard anytime.
Bish, can you mark up? If you left click on him, it should give you the option.
I can kick him, ban him. That's a good one.
Thank you.
We're here with my little bit of timber.
Are you going to back in?
Where are we? Something acres.
Or are we going to have a great
And my
laugh?
health. Well, I've attempted parking twice today, and I've failed both times. Is it easier to go in at an angle or to try and go in straight?
Best thing is to head towards the white trailer. Then, as soon as you sort of get slightly past it, is do a quick full turn right.
I know.
That's the problem. And straighten up. That's it. Go forward a bit. Yeah, make sure the trailer's straight first. No, you need to straighten up the trailer first before you go back. I didn't realise that was majestic.
Straight.
That's it. Now you can back up quite safely now. I've now got my eyes with my hands behind in front of my eyes, like the Doctor Who moment as I watch this.
Well, I'm hoping that I can not, even if I don't manage to park this, I shouldn't crash it at the very least. I am getting distracted by the amount of chickens that seem to need all this time.
Yeah.
Is this like one of those farms where all the animals are equal,
Yes,
but some of them are more equal than
yes.
others?
Yeah. Did you ever read that book at university or school?
I read it at school. Well, I didn't read it at school. Actually, I read it just at home for fun. That's Animal Farm for any of you that missed the literary references here.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't enjoy Shakespeare until I was like a later teenager. Like I was in my 20s.
I still haven't started enjoying Shakespeare. Ha! Yeah, screw you all! Yeah, who's in the space? See that green light? Yeah, that's the adipose in the bargain space. Yeah! Well, it's not my fault you're on a delayed stream. Bring it on!
I'm trying to encourage the rest of the chat to start chatting at you as you're backing up, so you will look across and crash as you're reading the chat.
How did I get billed 697 for damage when they crashed into me? Can I jet? Where's the lowest
maybe you don't pace alongside of the road when you exit place.
Yeah.
No.
They will argue that.
No. Right, so we're now well into level 1. Newbie, 433 experience out of 700. Hope you are smelling the experience there. We went 4 hours and 54 minutes of game time. We went 155 miles. We are, quite frankly, rather awesome. And I now have an unassigned skill point, which I think we will assign at the beginning of next week's episode. I do hope you have enjoyed spending Goin Truckin with myself, Mark, and Bishy. And if you haven't yet followed the channel, then please do so. And if you're watching the edited highlights on YouTube, then get over to the live streams, because that's where it's at. That is where it's at. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys all soon. And I'm going to hope that this is the credits button.
Gonna hope.
Nope, turns out that's not the credits button. Where's the credits button, dudes?
Sure.
Right, there we go. That's the credits button.
Okay, it's just gone black.
Just gone black.
Your credits are not very credited. Oh, there we go.
What's wrong with it? I mean, now we're just talking over the credits. That just spoils the whole thing. Now everyone knows that we're still here.
This is highly produced and highly professional, you know.
Today's episode of Euro Trucker was brought to you by the letter Z and the number 34.
Okay. Bye then.
And we'll end the broadcast there.